Aba'ot, ladies, and welcome to an amazing week where Jewish women all over the world are uniting in order to elevate themselves prior to Chag HaShavuot. This week, we're discussing the topic of Malchut, which we began yesterday. In part 1, we spoke about the pain David HaMelech alav shalom had to endure and how that earned him the Malchut. We ended our segment with Shmuel HaNavi, who visited Yishai in order to inform him that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had chosen the next king of Israel from among his sons. We also spoke about the fact that neither Yishai or David's brothers called David to stand in front of Shmuel. It was as if he did not exist. And we'll continue from there. As Shmuel HaNavi alav shalom scans the 7 out of 8 sons of Yishai, he realizes through Ruach HaKodesh, through divine inspiration, that none of them are the chosen one. So he turns to Yishai and he asks, Hatamu hane'arim? Are there any more youths? Are these all the young men that you have in your house? And Yishai says, Shar hakatan vehine ro'eh batzon. Oh, there's a little one that still remains, but he's tending the flocks. Chachamim are bewildered by Yishai's response. Think about it. The greatest Navi of the generation comes to your home and gives you the best news a father could receive, that one of your sons was chosen by HaKadosh Baruch Hu to lead the Jewish people. And not only do you forget about him and not present him to the Navi, but when the Navi realizes that none of the sons that you lined up before him are the one, you don't ask for forgiveness from HaKadosh Baruch Hu for neglecting to bring him out with all the rest of the sons when you were asked to do so. You don't do that. And then you classify David as, the little one, Shara Katan, when he was 29 years old at the time. What's going on over here? Would you believe it if I told you that Yishai never commented about his failure to present David, because deep down he hoped not to have to bring David forward? Would you believe that? Yishai tried to move on very quickly by suggesting, let's all sit down to dinner. Forget about this little one here. But Shmuel HaNavi responds by saying, nothing doing over here, no. Send for the boy and bring him, because we're not going to dine until I see him, until he comes. Ladies, we cannot imagine that this could possibly go on amid such a prestigious and holy family like Yishai's, where we're taught that Yishai was a tremendous tzaddik and each one of his sons was worthy of greatness. We can't imagine that this is what's going on there. How do we understand their behavior? Now, I'm setting up the entire scenario for you in order to bring you to the full understanding of David HaMelech's greatness. You have to receive a clear picture, even if it's a general one you should know about David HaMelech's life, in order to fully appreciate who this great Melech B'Yisrael really was and what the greatness of Malchut really is. Anyhow, David is summoned, and when he appears before Shmuel HaNavi, Shmuel wonders, could this one over here succeed as king? HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to inform Shmuel that David was the one who was indeed chosen for this lofty task. Ladies, what you have to know is that everything that we've learned so far about David's life up until this point is a linked chain of events that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wondrously formed in order to bring the light of Mashiach and the light of Malchut into the world. Listen closely to what I'm about to reveal to you, ladies, because it's a very lofty and deep concept. It's a lesson of life. HaKadosh Baruch Hu in his infinite wisdom felt that he has to mask this great light within a curtain of darkness. And that curtain of darkness will only part when the time comes for the light of Mashiach to be revealed. And when that light is finally revealed, it's going to be just as strong and proportionate to the depth in which it was hidden. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Could you imagine what kind of light is going to emerge from this darkness? But why was it necessary for HaKadosh Baruch Hu to hide His light so deeply? Chachamim tell us that when the light of Mashiach appears, all the darkness in this world is going to be driven out. Everything that was previously hidden from us within the darkness will finally be revealed. Darkness will no longer be dark, and the night is going to shine like the light of day. Darkness and light will no longer exist as polar opposites. It will seem as if they're one and the same. Could you imagine that, ladies? Now, Arav Eliyahu Kitov Alav Shalom explains that when a Kadosh Baruch Hu decides to bestow His honor upon a mortal man and make him a leader, make him a king, then that sovereignty here on earth is meant to reflect the kingdom of the Most High, HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kingdom, Hashem's Malchut. But in order for this mortal man to be able to reflect such a lofty kingdom, he has to have mastery over himself so that he should never become arrogant, so that he should never become a Bal Ga'ava. Ladies, this is one aspect of Malchut. You see, there are three basic traits that HaKadosh Baruch Hu looks for in a royal candidate, and those traits have to be perfect. Number one, first of all, the person has to have an ayin tova. He has to be able to see the good in everything and everyone at all times. And that's something that we could apply in our daily dealings with the people that we interact with. If you want to access Malchut, you have to acquire an ayin tova. You have to see the good in everything and in everyone. That's one. Number two, Malchut requires humility. A royal candidate has to display the midah of anava. You have to be humble. And number three, thirdly, he must have a generous soul and expansive heart in order to be able to accept everyone and give of himself completely. And this too is a trait that can help us in our dealings on a daily basis. Every one of us can understand the importance of being a humble person, and we could all agree that arrogance and being self-absorbed isn't the nicest of traits. Anybody could understand that. We can all value the idea of being humble, modest, and low-key. After all, anava is one of the most important traits in our religion, and we see this clearly when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was looking for a leader for Am Yisrael. Because who did He choose? Moshe Rabbeinu, alav shalom. The Torah praises Moshe, saying, "V'ha'ish Moshe anav." Moshe Rabbeinu was one of the most humble of men. The third trait of Malchut is that the royal candidate must have a generous soul and an expansive heart in order to be able to accept everyone and give of himself completely. So the person who possesses these three traits and possesses them perfectly is worthy of the throne. He's worthy of representing HaKadosh Baruch Hu's heavenly kingdom. This was how David HaMelech's character was shaped, ladies. And this is how Mashiach ben David will be as well. Chachamim tell us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu used many veils to conceal the light and greatness of David before he was deemed worthy of the monarchy. That light was hidden in various neshamot and remained concealed until David became the king. That light, ladies, is the light of Mashiach. It's the light of redemption, the light of clarity and of hope and the end of conflict and doubt. That light will be the light of eternal identity, of divine revelation and truth, and it's going to shine in all its glory within the neshama of Mashiach ben David when that day finally comes, and we're all waiting. But you should know that when David was born, a dark cloud filled the heavens in the way that people had never seen before. Again, no one except for HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself knew where the light of Mashiach was hidden, where that light of Malchut was hidden. It was hidden behind the veil. This veil, this curtain, which was going to be the last curtain before the great revelation, this curtain was the thickest of all. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took the light of Mashiach and he concealed it from every person, from every eye. He hid the light quite deep within the darkness. Ladies, we're going to stop here and we're going to continue tomorrow as we delve more deeply into that hidden light of Malchut and Mashiach. We'll see you tomorrow, Be'ezrat Hashem.